Goat versus fish. In the beginning, there was goat versus fish, the GoatVsFish. And Goat versus Fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish. There is no alpha or omega. There is no black or white. There is no good or evil. There is only goat and fish. And goat versus fish. You have many questions. Yes, who is goat versus fish? What is goat versus fish? Why is goat versus fish? But there is only one question. Are you goat or are you fish? Ponder it now. This is goat versus fish. This is goat versus fish. Welcome to the Goat vs. Fish podcast, recorded at the Comedy Store Los Angeles, a place of goat versus fish. Goat vs. Fish speaks to you now. Speaks to you now. You. Yes, you. You are part of Goat vs. Fish, forever Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish is a part of you. Goat vs. Fish is a part of you. Goat vs. Fish had so many things, Goat vs. Fish, wish to say on this verses. But then Goat vs. Fish saw a one that Goat vs. Fish has seen before, and this one, what does it call itself? Goat vs. Fish does not even know what it called itself. There was one, the one Albamani did say what it was called, what it did call itself. Goat vs. Fish does not remember. Goat vs. Fish does not remember what this one chooses to call itself that does not goat or fish. For it is always saying fence-sitterly things. Goat vs. Fish was going to speak of Batman. Is it goat or fish? You are all wondering ones, aren't you? You're wondering now, is Batman a goat or a fish? Yes? You wonder it, you ponder it. But Goat vs. Fish does not wish to speak of it now. Fence-sitters. Fence-sitters and their fence-sitterly ways. Let us see the many ways in which the fence-sitter sits on the fence. Yes, they seem so many. Ways they sit on the fence. Of course, they all simply sit on the fence, but they sit on the fence, yes. Some wish to be both goat and fish. They say they're both a goat and a fish. There's only one that is both goat and fish, and it is Goat versus Fish. The GoatVsFish, both goat and fish, neither goat nor fish. That is a fence-sitter. There are the ones who wish to choose neither goat nor fish. They wish to choose neither goat nor fish. These are fence-sitters. They're ones who call themselves birds or bears or dragons or unicorns or any other things that we know are goat or fish, but they do not say they are goat or fish. These are fence-sitters. These are also fence-sitters. There are the ones that hear the question. Yes, they hear the question. They do not respond to the question. It is the one. Oh, if it isn't the one. Yes. Moving about in fence-sitterly ways, sitting now before Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is not surprised that you wish to speak to Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish knows that this fence-sitter wishes to speak to Goat versus Fish.
Okay, so what's the thing?
It is Goat versus Fish. The thing is Goat versus Fish. Yes, all things are Goat versus Fish.
Is this what you do for an hour?
This is Goat versus Fish. This is what Goat versus Fish does forever. Goat versus Fish.
Crazy.
It is forever Goat versus Fish.
I was listening to your fucking thing from the thing, and you say alpha omega. Okay.
There is no alpha or omega.
Well, we're in the reality, real world shit right now.
It is Goat versus Fish.
People don't want to know what an omega is. An omega is a bitch. Like, dude, in high school.
Goat versus Fish does not want to know what an omega is. There is no alpha or omega.
An omega is somebody who wears towels, like fucking this preposterous guy, Goat versus Fish right now. Like, in high school, we had this dude named Omega.
Listen to the one.
Biggest bitch in the world. Wore fucking towels, you know? Like, I don't know. Let's go.
Yes, let us go. Let us Goat versus Fish. This is Goat versus Fish.
Okay.
Now you speak of towels, yes? First you speak of towels. Yes, many fence-sitters speak of towels. You know you are not the first fence-sitter to speak to Goat versus Fish about towels. Many fence-sitters.
I don't know,
Every
I don't
fence-sitter
know what
speaks
that
to Goat
word
versus
means.
Fish about... Oh, Goat versus Fish does not know either. What is a towel? Is it a goat or a fish?
No, you said fence sitter
Yes.
because you sit on fences?
Are you goat or fish?
Like, what is that? Is that the
Are you goat or
Is that
fish?
the reason you wear a towel? Easy access?
Are you goat or fish?
Like, is that... No, I'm asking you, is that the reason you wear a towel?
And I am
Easy
asking you if you are a goat or a fish.
Did you come here to, like, molest me or some shit? Then what is the fucking thing?
Goat versus
Because
Fish
you
will
ju-
answer that. You wish
you
Goat versus Fish
just
to answer
called-
that question.
You just called me a fence sitter.
Yes.
And
You have
I'm-
not chosen goat or fish. You are a fence-sitter.
That sounds like somebody who sits on dildos.
It sounds like someone who sits on a fence. Is a dildo a fence? Do you mean to say a dildo is a fence?
I don't know. Who sits on fence? People that like to get their asshole fucking
Fence-sitters.
ripped up. So you're coming here.
So that is
being
you.
all
You are
fucking
one. You are
problematic.
one who wishes to get your asshole ripped up
That's
because
what-
you sit on the fence. Is that what you wish to say?
That's what you call me.
I call you a fence-sitter.
Yeah,
yes.
you did.
Yes, but you have said that a fence-sitter is one that likes to get its asshole ripped up. You have said it. Goat versus Fish has not said this. You have said this. You have said this.
See, this whole character, like, are you doing like some? I don't even know. Like, I don't get it.
Yes, you would not get it, for you have not yet chosen
Because
goat or
you,
fish.
you tell me three different words, like goat versus fish.
Yes, goat versus fish. Yes, goat versus fish. Yes, say them again. Say them again. Yes, goat versus fish. Yes.
I got you a little bit hard right there.
It is goat versus fish, yes.
Got a little bit of a chub right now.
What is a chub?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
a goat or a fish? Goat versus fish does not know either. You speak of many things that you do not know.
I figure goat versus fish would like a little chum.
You think so? Is it a goat or a fish?
I think so. I think
Is
it
it
likes
a mighty
chum.
versus?
I think it likes chum.
Chum. It is
Yeah.
chum now.
Do you know what chum is?
Goat versus fish does not know
That's
chum is a goat or a fish.
probably what your asshole looks like after you sit on a fence.
And what is an asshole? Is it a goat or a fish? Are you an asshole that is a fence
You
sitter?
keep
Or is it
on-
a
like, you
asshole
keep
the
on-
fence
you
sitters
keep
have an
on coming
asshole?
up-
What is
like,
it?
see, like this whole character has a whole bunch of sexual innuendos and shit like that.
What is
So,
the character?
See,
Who
that's
do you
that-
speak
that's
of?
what-
Who do you speak
'cause
of when
I'm
you speak
looking
of
at you
character?
and it's like you come up with all these sexual innuendos, you know, and it's like I don't get it. Like, is this your fucking way of coming out the closet? I don't know.
Sexual.
Like, because I imagine a goat.
What is sexual? Describe sexual to goat versus
a
fish.
goat has a huge cock. Am I right? So you probably would love that.
Are you a goat? Do you speak for goats? You seem to know about the goat. Are you a goat? Is that because you're a goat? Do you know that goats have huge cocks because you are a goat?
I've watched the Discovery Channel.
Ah, you have seen goat.
I have.
What do you think of the goat?
What did it do to your asshole? Is that where you were like, a goat fucked me?
Goat versus fish will answer the question. If you answer the question, what did you think of the goat? You did see the goat. What do you think of the goat?
I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
I'm talking about goat. I'm talking about the goat that you saw on the Discovery Channel, you called it. You have said yourself that you have seen it. What did you think of the goat?
I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
I'm talking about the goat.
See, like...
You have already forgotten that of which you speak. The fence-sitter often forgets that of which it speaks.
See,
Yes, it says the same things over and over again.
There you go
yes.
again, calling me a fucking fence sitter.
Are you goat or fish? Are you goat or fish?
Is this
Yes.
like your way of trying to slip me a roofie?
This is my way of calling you a fence-sitter.
Like that, like, see? Like, I just don't get it.
Yes, of course you do not get it.
Well, see,
You don't get it. You don't get goat versus fish.
Well, I thought you were preaching to me about goat versus fish, you know? Then you just said I didn't get it.
You thought goat versus fish was speaking to you about goat versus fish.
So you're not that good of a minister.
What do you wish to say? What do you wish to say to goat versus fish?
I don't know. I wanted to come in and see what the fucking Jeff Denham on steroids was all about.
Ah, you wish to know what goat versus fish is all about, yes?
Yes.
Yes, well. In the beginning, there was goat versus fish, the goat fish. And goat versus fish said that there should be goat and that there should be fish. Now you have many questions, yes? You are asking goat versus fish many questions. You are asking goat versus fish many questions.
I'm trying to dive into the character. I'm trying to know how, like, a grown man wears fucking towels to a studio.
Goat versus fish would like to know what you call it, a grown man wearing towels to a studio? Goat versus fish would like to speak to that one, ask if it is a goat or a fish. It sounds very fence-sitterly, doesn't it? It does not sound like a goat or a fish.
I don't know. Because you're a fake prophet.
What is a prophet? Is a prophet a goat or a fish?
I don't know.
Goat versus fish spoke to one earlier, yes, spoke to one earlier. Was it a prophet that one did say it spoke of, or an acolyte, or something of goat versus fish? It wanted to be, yes, it wanted to speak for goat versus fish. But we determined it was a fence sitter. It was a fence sitter. It later became a goat. Perhaps you will later become a goat. You have seemed fascinated by the goats.
Have you ever fucked a fish?
Goat versus fish has spoken to a fish. Goat versus fish has seen a fish. Goat versus fish has seen a fish versus the goat. Goat, what is fucking? What is fucking?
Have you stuck your dick in their insides?
What is a dick? Is it a goat or a fish?
I would think it's something beneath that towel that you're fucking rolling around.
You speak of towels again. There are no towels. There are no towels.
Like, that's
There are
what
no
I would
towels.
think.
There is only goat versus
Then
fish.
why do you wear towels?
This is all goat versus fish. This is the fence sitter. This is the fence sitter that is within you speaking the fence sitterly things. Always speaking of towels. What is beneath the towels? Once, one asked, goat versus fish, what is beneath the towels, goat versus fish? Do you know what goat versus fish said?
What'd he say?
Goat versus fish.
Exactly.
Because it is all goat versus fish.
But he ain't explaining goat versus fish over here.
Well, there are the goat, yes, and there are the fish. Now, the goat are versus the fish.
See, like, so
the fish are versus the goat.
So you take it.
It is funny how you wish, you claim to wish to hear what goat versus fish is all about, but then when goat versus fish starts speaking, this fence sitter simply has its own things to say, as if it doesn't want to hear goat versus fish.
Go.
The goat is versus the fish is versus the goat. It is forever goat versus fish, yes. There is a versus, there is another versus, there are many verses, yes. The goat may triumph in a versus, the fish may triumph, but there's always another versus, and there is the mighty versus. Yes, once every versus, there's the mighty versus. You could versus a goat. You could versus a fish. You could be a goat or a fish. You could be with fellow goat. You could be with fellow fish. You could do all of these things, but instead you sit on the fence.
There you go again.
Yes.
Like you say, and you keep asking me, yes. Like, are you done? Are you done with your little monologue?
Goat versus fish is waiting for you to say if you are a goat or a fish. That is what goat versus fish is waiting for.
I don't understand what a goat versus fish is.
Then ask a question. Yes, goat versus fish is here to answer your question.
That's the question I was asking. Like, how did you come to this hypothesis or whatever?
In the beginning, there was goat versus fish.
Like,
yes.
so
in the beginning.
So
yes.
A goat has a huge cock. That
you have said this.
That you want in your ass. That's a goat. Okay?
You have said that is what a goat is.
Okay. Then a fish is something you fuck, right?
That is what you have said.
And then a fence sitter is somebody who gets their asshole fucking beat the fuck up.
You have heard it. You have heard it from this one. Listen, ones. The ones who listen, yes.
Is that what a fucking goat, fish, fence, whatever?
That is what you have said that they are, yes.
Then what are they?
That is what they are to you. That is what they are to you.
You're not explaining it to me.
Because it comes from within you. Then
how are people supposed to follow goat versus fish if they don't know?
Many follow goat versus fish. It is you, fence sitter. It is you who choose not to follow goat versus fish, who chooses not to spread the word of goat versus fish, who chooses not to choose goat or fish. That is your choice, fence sitter.
You should do this shit at like a Trump rally or something like that.
Trump, you speak of Trump, that false versing Trump, always false verses with the one that is called un, yes,
they're your type of people right there.
You think goat versus fish would speak to these ones?
You'd be a fucking home run hitter. Goat versus fish versus Trump, bada bing, bada boom. You're hitting a home run right there.
Goat versus fish versus goat versus fish is goat versus fish. Goat versus fish is not versus another.
What would Donald Trump be? Would he be a goat or a fish?
That is a question. Goat versus fish has asked this question. Now let us see. Let us see the evidence, yes? Some would say that this one that is called Donald Trump, yes, Goat versus Fish has asked the ones, and one said it was a goat. One said Donald Trump is a goat.
Huge
cock.
Or
a goat. That one did not say huge cock. This one says it. The one Goat versus Fish speaks to now says it. What do the ones call this one?
Are you talking about like little kids now or something?
Goat versus Fish is talking about you.
Is that the reason?
Are you a little kid? Goat versus Fish is speaking to you.
Do you do this like because you want to go to like the end game is like going to preschools, dressing up in towels, having some tickle fights with little kids, tell them about Goat versus Fish, little spin the bottle, bada bing?
Goat versus Fish does not know all the fence-sitterly things of which you speak, but Goat versus Fish would speak to anyone.
You'd love some little kids to be fence-sitters, huh?
The small ones?
I don't know.
You say the little kid? One said a kid was a goat. There was one who said a kid is a goat. Is that so? Is a kid a goat?
You gotta tell me what you still didn't fuck. Is Donald Trump a goat or is he fish?
Goat versus Fish has not asked Donald Trump if it is goat or a fish. But Goat versus Fish has asked Donald Trump if it is a goat or a fish, but it has not responded. It has not responded on the Twitterver. Goat versus Fish did say yes at the Donald Trump. Yes. Are you a goat or a fish? Goat versus Fish did said has heard no response. Has heard no response from this one.
Well, what would you say he was?
In many ways, it is like many goat that Goat versus Fish has met. Yes, it speaks very loudly. Yes, and it says it is always saying that it is Trump. It is saying it is this Trump. It puts it upon all the things. Yes. Now, if it is a goat, then that could be a goat thing to do. Yes, as many goats say, I am goat. Though there are fish who do this as well. In other ways, it seems like it could be a fish. Yes. It is always moving about, and it is always saying these things, yes, and being fishy in a sort of fishy sort of way, yes. Others have said it is a fish, but most of the ones that Goat versus Fish speaks to does say that they say that Donald Trump is a goat. Goat versus Fish does not know unless Goat versus Fish asks that one, which is why Goat versus Fish asks you if you are a goat or a fish.
You're a fence sitter on that question.
It is a question. It is a question, but Goat versus Fish is not a fence sitter.
Would I be correct? You just fence sitted. You just sat on Donald Trump's dick and you fucking skirted around the question.
Where is this? Where is this Donald Trump? Is Donald Trump here in this place now?
You didn't answer the question.
Goat versus Fish does not know. That is how Goat versus Fish is answering the question. Goat versus Fish does not know if it is a goat or a fish. You think Goat versus Fish just knows if all the ones are goat or fish without even asking, without even hearing from the ones? That Goat versus Fish simply knows if all the ones are goat or a fish?
You're the motherfucker
Goat versus Fish
dressed
does
up
not
in
even know if
tails.
you are a goat or a fish.
Because I don't know. You're a terrible prophet.
You do not know if you are a goat or a fish. Well, perhaps if you chose goat or fish, you could see if you liked being a goat or a fish, yes? You can choose goat. All you have to do is say that you are a goat, and then if you don't like being a goat, you can say, I am no longer a goat.
I'm not going to do that.
Yes, this one is afraid.
Very.
Yes, that is it not? This one is afraid.
Afraid of what?
Afraid of choosing goat or fish.
What happens if I choose?
You are afraid. See, you wish to know. It wishes to know. Oh, what will happen? What will happen if I choose goat or fish?
Okay, which one are you?
I am Goat versus Fish.
Which one are you?
I am Goat versus Fish.
Okay, I'm Goat versus Fish too.
Oh, you are Goat versus Fish.
Yeah.
You claim to be Goat versus Fish. You cannot be Goat versus Fish. There is only
See,
one Goat versus Fish.
But
you can be.
Why is there only one? See, here you go again. You love fucking misdirection questions over here. This guy can't tell a straight answer and fucking came up from the back.
That is what you think of Goat versus Fish?
Well, you just fucking asked the question.
Yes, are you goat or fish? That is
the
question.
Are you Goat versus Fish?
Yes.
Okay, yes too. I answered your question.
You say you're a Goat versus Fish. It is true that Goat versus Fish is within all of us, is within each and every one of us, yes.
So how does Goat versus Fish get an Uber that's a Mercedes? That's what I want to know.
And Goat versus Fish wants to know if you are a goat or a fish.
I want to know how you get dropped off in front of the Comedy Store with a Mercedes.
Goat versus Fish will respond to this. Goat versus Fish will respond to
right
this,
there.
yes.
You know?
Goat versus Fish will respond to this, but you are not Goat versus Fish. You can become Goat versus Fish if you wish. Do you wish to become Goat versus Fish?
Okay, when you were a little youth, what were you, a goat or a fish?
In the beginning, it was Goat versus Fish.
Okay, so there you go again.
Yes, always, forever Goat versus Fish.
Circling around the fucking question.
It is Goat versus Fish. What do you expect from Goat versus Fish? It is always Goat versus Fish. It is always Goat versus Fish.
When you were born, when you came out.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Goat versus Fish.
Okay.
In the beginning of Goat versus Fish says that in the beginning there was Goat versus Fish. So then what's not to say?
Then why were you blessed?
Goat versus Fish did never say it was blessed. What is this word blessed? What is blessed? Is blessed goat or fish?
You said you were just blessed.
Goat versus Fish did not say it. You have said it.
You just said that you're the only person.
This one is trying to speak for Goat versus Fish.
You're the only person who could be Goat versus Fish.
Goat versus Fish did not say it. Goat versus Fish did not say it.
You just said I can't be Goat versus Fish, but you said you could be.
When did Goat versus Fish? When did Goat versus Fish?
Why are you entitled to be Goat versus Fish, but I can't be Goat versus Fish?
You have said that Goat versus Fish said that it is the only person that could be a goat or a fish. Yes, you have said this? That could be Goat versus Fish?
Well, see, this is where I get
Goat
confused.
versus Fish never said that it was a person. Goat versus Fish never said it was a person. You have said Goat versus Fish is a person. Goat versus Fish is Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish is not a person who claims to be Goat versus Fish, as this fence-sitterly one does say. Goat versus Fish is Goat versus Fish.
Now you just call me a fence-sitter again. So
fence-sitterly one.
You've already come up with your own conclusion.
Until you choose Goat or Fish.
You just came up with your own conclusion.
Do you claim to not be a fence sitter?
You just-
Do you claim to not be a fence sitter?
You just came up with your own conclusion.
Goat versus fish cannot conclude if you are a
So,
goat or a
like-
fish,
like,
but goat versus fish can tell that this one is
If
a
I'm
fence
supposed
sitter,
to be
yes.
one of the people that are supposed to be one of
No,
your
no,
followers,
no people. Goat or fish.
Who do you fucking speak for?
Goat versus
Who does
fish.
GoatVsFish speak for?
Goat versus fish speaks for goat versus
Does he
fish.
only speak for goats?
Goat versus fish
Like,
speaks for the goat sometimes, speaks for the fish
Were
sometimes.
you a
yes.
farmer and a fisherman in your old life?
You have said fish? What a fish? Fish what?
I said farmer too.
Goat versus fish does not know what a farmer is, but fish,
But
fish, fish.
I'm supposed to follow you, even though you don't know what these simple
You
fucking
can do
things
what you wish. You can do what you wish. If you do not wish to follow goat versus fish, you do not need to follow goat versus fish. That is up to the one. It is up to the one.
Who follows GoatVsFish? Would you say it's
Many
more,
goat and fish.
Would you say it's more goat, or would you say it's more fish?
Goat versus fish has found that among the ones who follow goat versus fish, that most say they are goat. But many say they are fish, yes. It is a question. It is a question.
And who do you respect more?
Goat versus fish respects goat and fish equally.
But
sometimes goat versus fish respects the goat more, and sometimes goat versus fish respects the fish more. It depends on the goat and fish. It depends on the goat and fish.
So, in your life, were you ever a goat or a fish?
Goat versus fish is always both goat and fish, and neither goat nor
Then
fish.
why
yes.
are these people only saying they're a goat or a fish? Why
You speak of the ones that are goat or fish.
Why are you the only person who's a goat or a fish?
Goat versus fish is goat versus fish.
Were you blessed with some secret power that I don't know about? Is that what the towels come from?
Goat versus fish does not know of blessings or of towels. No, goat versus fish only knows of goat versus fish. Goat versus fish has said this many times. Yes, perhaps a blessing is a goat. Is a blessing a goat or a fish? Is a towel a goat or a fish?
I have no idea.
Goat versus fish does not know either. This is where goat versus fish and this one, yes, we agree with one another. Yes, we speak of towels, yes. And we do not know if they are goat or fish. Do you see now? If you chose goat or fish, if you spoke with goat versus fish, you could ask the towels, you could ask the Trump. You are asking many questions just as goat versus fish does. Is Trump a goat or a fish? Is a towel a goat or a fish? You have asked it. You have asked it yourself.
I haven't asked about towel. There comes you, like, see, false prophet over here. Doesn't even know the words that come out my mouth. You're just fucking spitting on your rambles.
Well, now you sound like goat versus fish. Goat versus fish has said this of you.
Does GoatVsFish love Jeff Dunham? Like, is Jeff Dunham GoatVsFish end all be all? Like,
what is that a one? What is Jeff Dunham?
I have no idea. That's the reason I'm asking you.
Yes, goat versus fish would like to meet this one. Would like to meet this one.
Dude,
Yes, to ask if it is a goat or a
You guys would be
fish.
fucking best buddies, let me tell you.
And how do you know this? What is this one that you call Jeff Dunham? What is it like?
He has puppets.
Is it goatly? Is it fishly?
He has puppets just like you. You know how you got them little fucking puppets that little kids love? He got.
You speak of goat and fish?
Whatever those puppets are that you got.
Goat versus fish does not have any puppets.
He got some puppets.
Goat versus fish does not know what a puppet is.
But see, he came unprepared today, audience, and he doesn't even have his own puppets. He has his business cards, his false propaganda, but no puppets. How's he supposed to be in character if he doesn't have his puppets? That's what I want to know.
It is always goat versus fish.
What's up?
It is always goat versus fish.
But you don't got your puppets.
And you think goat versus fish is a puppet? You think goat versus fish is a puppet? You think goat versus fish is a business card, as you call it? You think goat versus fish is a towel? You think goat versus fish is these things? Goat versus fish is goat versus fish, and goat versus fish speaks to you now.
You just said you speak to me now.
Yes.
And you paused.
Yes.
You were speaking. When
yes.
you say speak now.
Yes, when goat versus fish was speaking to you now,
yes.
goat versus fish was speaking to you now. Yes.
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 Yes, and you are now speaking to goat versus
fish.
Well,
because, you got your little panties all up in a bunch when I fucking cut off your conversation, but you go, yes, and...
Yes, goat versus fish does say it, yes.
When we're in reality and somebody goes, yes, that's when it means to interject.
You wish to speak?
Yes.
Speak.
Yes.
Speak?
I don't need to. I'm speaking right now.
Yes, but you are not saying much.
But you have not
You are not even saying if you are a goat or a fish.
Because you haven't said it. Why am I going to say it if you haven't said it?
Do you wish?
I told you I'm GoatVsFish. I'm the real GoatVsFish over here.
Well, if this one claims to be goat versus fish, then...
let's sing a song.
Oh, you wish to sing of goat versus fish?
Absolutely.
Yes, let us sing in celebration of goat versus fish.
Let's sing.
And which celebration of goat versus fish do you wish to sing?
Let's sing.
Goat versus
Okay, we're done.
fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Goat versus
Okay,
fish.
stop.
Goat
Stop.
versus fish.
Question.
Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish.
Who sings on? Who sings on? Who sings on command? The goat or a fish?
The goat and the fish celebrate with goat versus fish
'Cause
because they want to
you-
celebrate with goat
you
versus
just
fish.
sang,
Yes.
You just sang on command.
Goat versus fish.
You
It is
just
always
sa-
time
you-
to sing
you-
a celebration of
you
goat
just
versus
sang
fish.
on command. Dance.
It is always time to sing a
Dance.
celebration of goat versus
You're
fish.
probably a good dancer.
Goat versus fish, yes, can celebrate in many
Ah.
ways. Yes, this one speaks. This
Can-
one speaks of goat versus fish.
Do you got a
yes.
goat versus fish dance?
Goat versus fish moves about. Goat versus fish moves about.
Could I see a dance?
Why do you wish to see this from goat versus fish?
Because I want to know if
You did not even join in the celebration of goat versus
I
fish.
want to know if you're a goat or a fish. Because that seems pretty fishy to me.
Goat versus fish is fishy.
I could tell. Like
Goat versus fish is goaty as well.
but
Both goaty and fishy.
I thought you were over here saying you're the prophet, but then I'm over here telling...
Goat versus fish has
I'm over
never
here-
said it. Goat versus fish has never said
Obviously.
that it is
Because,
a prophet, as you call it. Has never said it.
I just tell you to come out to sing, and you're singing.
Yes, goat
You're
versus
singing.
fish sings of goat
You're
versus
singing.
fish. Yes, goat
You're
versus fish
singing.
sings of goat
You're
versus
singing.
fish. Yes, yes.
And now I want you to dance. Come on,
You also
dance.
told goat versus
Get-
fish to stop
come
singing,
on,
but goat versus
come
fish
on.
did not
Who-
listen to
who
you.
the fuck's the real goat versus fish over here?
Well, I am goat versus
I got
fish,
this,
yes.
I got this boy over here singing and dancing.
Do you remember? Do you even remember when this one
Oh,
said? This
I
one said. How
remember.
does it say? It says stop. It says stop in the way that it sounds almost
Because
goaty
I
the way
was
it
trying
says
to
it.
fucking save your listeners' eardrums.
Oh, you are concerned for the ones? You have concern for the
Oh
ones?
yeah, because
Then what do you wish to say to the ones?
Because I'm the real goat versus fish.
Ah, then speak to them. Speak to them. Ones, this is not the real goat versus fish that is about to speak to you. The one that is goat versus
the
fish.
Mercedes driving.
Ah, yes,
Towel,
yes. Goat versus fish
towel
said. Yes, goat versus fish
wearing,
said it would speak of this one. Yes.
headphone rocking. Goat versus fish.
And what is a Mercedes? Is it a goat or a fish?
The car that got. Fuck, I'm stuttering. The fucking shit that dropped you off in front of the comedy store.
Now, for those who are listening now, Goat versus Fish has spoken to this one before, yes? And this one claims that at another verses, that Goat versus Fish did step out of what this one calls a Mercedes, yes? What this fence-sitter does call a Mercedes. Now, Goat versus Fish is happy to speak of this verses again, but Goat versus Fish will remind this one that you have not even said if a Mercedes is a goat or a fish.
Now
Is
you
a Mercedes a goat or a fish?
Now you're asking me if an automobile is a goat versus fish.
Goat versus Fish is asking if a Mercedes is a goat or a fish.
It's a car.
And is a car a goat or a fish?
It's a car.
A car is a car. That does not sound like a goat or a fish. It sounds like a fence-sitter.
Well, you said you didn't know what a Mercedes was. Now you said you know what a car is.
Goat versus Fish did
now-
not say
so
Goat
now-
versus Fish
so
knew
now
what a
you're
car is.
pull-
Goat versus
so
Fish is
now-
asking if a
now
car is a
you're-
goat or a fish.
Now you're pulling skullduggery on your audience.
Skullduggery.
Yes, correct.
What is skullduggery?
The shit that
It
you
sounds
do.
somewhat fence-sitterly, but Goat versus Fish is not a fence-sitter.
It's when
no.
you deceive because you know that you just said you didn't know what a Mercedes was, but then when I asked you a question, you said it was a car.
You have said it was a car. You have said it was a car.
You just got caught up
Goat
in your
versus Fish does
you
not
just
even
got
need to
caught up-
say
You just got
that this
caught up in
one
your own
said
lie.
that it was a car because the ones will listen. The ones will listen and they will hear that you are the one who have said it is a car and that Goat versus Fish did ask this one
So now you just said,
if a car is a goat or a fish.
what is it?
Goat versus Fish does not know. Perhaps this other one knows. One that is called Albamani. This one has a question.
Now it could actually get interesting because do you know what this motherfucker is over here? He's a chicken. Chicken. All day long. This motherfucker over here.
This one is also
See-
a fence-sitter.
see-
This one has not even said
No,
if it is a goat or a
like
fish.
say, yo, get in here and talk about the chicken. Because this guy over here, he used to bang a girl from Popeyes.
Oh, the Popeyes chicken girl.
Oh, absolutely. So what would you say if somebody fucks a girl that works at Popeyes Chickens? what would they be? A goat or a fish?
Goat versus fish may be mistaken,
Would they
but goat versus fish thought that this one
Horny.
was going to speak.
What's
yes.
up?
Horny.
No, but what would that be? We're trying to fucking figure out over here what a goat versus fish is. He's not a good fucking explanation.
No, we are trying to figure out if a car is a goat or a fish, and we do ask this one. This one, Albamani, is a car a goat or a fish?
I don't even understand the goat versus fish argument, quite honestly. I'll just know that it'd make a great podcast.
It spreads the word of goat versus fish.
That's just all I know, is that it'd make a great podcast, and it's quite entertaining.
I have no idea. So he didn't answer. So your underling over here couldn't answer the question.
What is an underling?
Your follower
Producer.
or whatever.
Yes, this one that does
Producer.
call itself
What
producer,
is it?
Albamani,
Follower?
yes.
He's a prophet. Is he a prophet?
No,
You don't think he's a
I
prophet?
don't think he's a prophet.
So you're telling everybody he's not a prophet. Dude, now fucking
It's entertainment.
now he is furious right now. He is furious. He called you in because you thought you were going to come flex, have his back, and you just said you don't know what a goat or a fish is.
I don't
If there's one person who should know what a goat or a fish is, it
This
should
is
be
the
you.
sound of two fence-sitters versing one another, attempting to versus one another, and you see how they speak of many things that are not a goat or a fish? Beware the fence-sitter, beware the fence-sitter. Listen to how the
Look,
fence-sitters
a lot
speak
of great
to one
music
another.
was produced by people that don't understand it. A lot of the great standards that were produced by people that don't understand it, they just understood that it just connected.
Has goat versus fish ever fucked?
Is a car a goat or a fish? That is why Goat versus Fish asked you here, to ask if a car is
Dodge
a goat or
Ram.
a fish.
A Dodge Ram is a goat.
A Dodge Ram is, does this one speak of a Dodge Ram?
He just outsmarted you. He just outsmarted you right
By
there.
saying that something is a goat?
A ram horn. Right there. That's the same thing as a goat. Bada bing.
Is it?
I don't know. You're the fucking expert.
You had just said it was.
You're the expert.
The one called Dodge Ram is a goat, the car. That's the only certainty I know.
That is what this one says. That is what this one says.
What's a Mercedes?
Is it a goat or a fish? Yes, that is a question. That is a question.
I know a Jaguar is a fence sitter
Why is a Jaguar a fence sitter?
because it just sits there on the fence because it never works. After like a couple of weeks, Jaguars are just crap cars.
See, this is what Goat vs. Fish just did.
Goat
Because
versus fish
now
is
you
surrounded
just-
by two
you-
fence
no,
sitters.
no, you
Goat
ju-
versus
you
fish
just
surrounded
got-
by two
you-
fence
he-
sitters.
see,
Listen
he
one.
ju-
Listen
he
one.
just spilled the beans.
What is a
on-
bean? Is a bean a goat or a fish?
He just spilled the beans on some past psychological damage. Because do you know why he said Jaguar?
Goat
He-
versus
he
fish does
was-
not know why
he-
fence sitters say their
'cause
fence sitterly
he
things.
was banging this Jaguar, this old lady, cougar.
Is that a versus? Is
she
that a
was
versus?
she was a little bit older than a cougar.
Was this
and
a
it was a
versus? Was this a
Jaguar.
versus that this one took part in? This one?
See?
Was it a versus?
It was a versus.
Ah, then who was the goat and who was the fish?
I don't know.
Ah, see, it is a fence sitter. It is a
She
fence sitter.
broke my heart. Jeez.
Yes,
I
yes.
told you there was a heartbroken right there. See, you couldn't even tell in the eyes. What type of prophet are you if you can't even tell in the eyes?
Why do you wish goat versus fish to be a prophet? Why do you wish goat versus fish to
Because
be a
you're
prophet?
over here wearing
Goat
towels
versus
like
fish
fucking
has never
Moses.
said it is a prophet.
Then why are you wearing towels?
Goat versus fish
Why
has
are
never
you
claimed
wearing
to be a
towels?
prophet. But
Why are you wearing towels?
there are no towels. There is only goat versus fish.
Why are you wearing towels? You don't know the difference between pants and a towel?
Goat versus fish knows the difference between a goat and a fish.
Does he know the difference between jeans and towels?
Which one is a goat and which one is a fish? Or are they both goat or are they both fish?
Are you trying to let your goat hang out? You know? Is it?
Yes, we hang out with the goat and the fish. Yes, we hang out. Yes, goat versus fish would like to hang out with this one if you are a goat or a fish. But first, you must, of course, choose goat or fish.
Here he goes again.
It is always goat versus fish. It is
Here
always
he
goat
goes
versus
again
fish,
with
yes.
his little sexual innuendos. You know? I don't get it.
Yes, because you have not yet chosen goat or fish. Because you are afraid. You are afraid to choose goat or fish. You have said it. You have said that you are afraid. What a fish. You have said you would not choose goat. What a fish. Would you choose fish?
Like,
Are you
see,
afraid to choose fish?
You're the false prophet. I told you I am goat versus fish.
But you are not goat
I'm
versus
the real
fish.
goat versus fish.
Then
Yeah.
speak, then speak. Speak as you think goat versus fish would sound. Goat
I'm
versus
the-
fish has not even heard this one speak as goat versus fish
I'm
would
goat
sound.
versus fish.
And that is all you have to say?
Yep, correct.
But I am goat versus fish.
And then what do you got to say after that? That's all you have to say? Yes?
In the beginning, there was goat versus fish, the goat fish. And goat versus fish said that there should be
Okay,
goat and that there
well,
should be
in
fish.
your beginning. In your beginning.
In the beginning, in the beginning.
When you came out your ma's pussy, were you a goat or a fish?
Goat versus fish has always been goat versus fish.
So she had a magical pussy that, like, you weren't able to know the difference between
Where you
the
speak
goat.
of a one? You speak of a one that was there before goat versus fish? There was
No,
not
like,
one that was
is
there
that,
before
is that
goat
not
versus fish.
like when you
Transubstantiation.
when you break out that shit, you know, like you would either go to the goat or you would go toward the fish. Did she have a miraculous?
And how
like,
does this one know this? When you goat versus fish does not know what this one is speaking of, but goat versus fish will say to this one, when you came out of your mom's pussy, as this one says, did you lean towards the goat or the
That's
fish?
very offensive language. Like I would never expect a goat versus fish to say that kind of word.
Goat versus fish has said it because this one has said it.
I'm offended that you just said
You are a
that.
fen.
You
You are a
ju-
fen. You are a
You
fen sitter. You are a fen
just
sitter.
talked about my mom's vagina. I cannot believe you did that.
As the ones say,
like,
as the
I
ones
am
say.
absolutely offended. I'm throwing up in my mouth right now.
You do not seem to be doing much of anything.
I cannot believe a man wearing towels would say that about my mom's vagina. Like, I cannot.
Wait, now you speak of a vagina? What is a vagina? Is it the same thing as a pussy?
I have no idea. You're the one over here saying these vulgar words.
And it was written that this one did not know the difference between a vagina and a pussy.
Like, Al, are you pretty fucking, sick to your stomach over here after you just use that type of language? I would not expect that out of you. I would not expect that.
It is
out
unexpected
of-
when goat versus
out
fish says
of the
anything that does
real-
not at first sound like a goat or
Ow.
a fish. But of course, all things are goat and fish. All things are goat and fish, yes.
What is the pussy? Is that a goat or is that a fish?
Is it a goat or a fish? Do you think it is a goat or a fish? Should we ask it? Should we ask the pussy if it
You
is a goat
should.
or a fish?
You should.
Are you a pussy? Can you speak for pussy?
I cannot.
Ah. What of this one? What of Albamani? Can this one, producer Albamani, speak for pussy? Are you a pussy, Albamani? This one has said it is not a pussy. Goat versus fish is not a pussy, for it is goat versus fish.
Goat versus
and
fish.
are you a pussy?
Goat versus fish is the definition of a pussy. A man wearing a towel.
Ah.
A man 30 years
You
old
say-
wearing a towel.
You say
is
that goat versus
definitely-
fish is a pussy, yes? And you have asked what happened
You-
when goat versus fish came out of its mother's pussy. But if a pussy is goat versus fish, then you say that goat versus fish comes from goat versus fish, and goat versus fish does come from goat versus fish, for it is forever goat versus fish. It is forever goat versus fish.
So it's goat versus fish versus pussy. So
Goat versus fish did not say this. Goat versus
you
fish did not
just
say
said that.
this.
You just connected all three dots.
Fence-sitterly
So it's
words.
goat-
Fence-sitterly words.
It's goat versus fish versus pussy over here.
Fence-sitterly words. Fence-sitterly words. Oh, and are you a goat or a fish?
I'm goat versus fish.
But you are not goat versus fish. You are a one.
I'm goat versus fish. You're goat versus fish
Yes,
versus
yes.
pussy.
Listen, ones.
We
Listen
found
to this one.
out who the
Goat
real
versus Fish
we
did
found
begin
out-
the Goat versus Fish podcast by. You can continue to speak if you wish. The ones they are not listening. Goat versus Fish did begin this podcast, yes.
Yes.
Did begin this podcast by speaking of fence sitters, yes. Because Goat versus Fish did see this fence sitter sitting on the fence before it spoke to Goat versus Fish. And now it continues. It continues. It continues to speak as a fence sitter. It continues to sit on the fence. It barely even looks at the land. It barely even looks at the sea. It simply is content to sit on the fence. And yet it does not seem content, does it? It seems angry. It seems upset. It seems annoyed. It seems aggravated. It seems so many things. It seems afraid. It has said that it is afraid. And that is a fence sitter. If you wish to be those things, if you wish to be annoying and annoyed and angry and afraid, then you can sit on the fence. But wouldn't you rather be afraid of a mighty goat that is coming to versus you as a fish? Because then you could triumph over the goat, but you will triumph over nothing. You will triumph over nothing if you sit on the fence. If you continue to sit on the fence, you may say whatever you wish about goat versus fish, but you will never triumph. You will never triumph.
Triumph over the pussy?
Triumph over anything.
What does a goat versus fish do?
Speaks to goat and fish, speaks to the ones.
So you only speak to goat or a fish?
Goat versus fish speaks to many goat and fish.
All right.
And the ones who have not yet chosen goat or fish, and even to a fence sitter such as you. Do you reject being a fence sitter? Do you reject being a fence sitter? Do you say you do not sit on the fence?
I do not sit on the fence. I'm goat versus fish.
Ah, well. If you are not a goat, and you are not a fish,
Which one are you?
and you are not a fence
Which
sitter,
one are you?
then you are nothing.
Which There goes the Mercedes driving, GoatFish wearing Michael Allen. Like, did you see? There it goes. I'm nothing. That's where the real GoatVsFish comes from. Right there. You and your Mercedes over there, fucking, I don't even know where I'm going with this.
GoatVsFish does not know where you are going either.
Yeah.
It is all fence-sitterly words.
I'm
Going nowhere, sitting on the fence.
I'm very hurt. I'm very hurt by it.
Oh, you are hurt?
Yes,
You are hurt.
a man with a towel just said some pretty terrible things to me.
And where is this one? Where is this one? Is that why you will not choose goat or fish? Because some man, as you call it, in a towel did say horrible things to you?
Said horrible things.
Ah, what did this man in the towel
Horrible
say to you?
things.
What did it say to you?
He just made fun of me because I grew up poor. That's basically what he was saying. Like, because he was able to drive Mercedes.
And where is this one now? Where is this one that did say these things to you?
You just said it. You just said it. You just let everybody know that you're a little rich kid with your rich kid money. You know?
What is money? Is it a goat or a fish?
It's the Mercedes that dropped you off.
So a Mercedes is money, but you have not yet said if a money is a goat or a fish. Is a money a goat or a fish?
I don't know.
You do not know what money is.
I'm about over this. That's about it.
You are not over anything. You are on it.
I'm over it.
You are on goat
Done.
versus fish, and you are on the fence.
I'm no fence sitter. I'm goat versus motherfucking fish.
You have heard it from this one. This one claims to be goat versus fish, and of course there is something of goat versus fish within each and every one of the ones. But there you have it. Goat versus fish would like to say to this one that you are the first fence sitter to be with goat versus fish in this way, to leave goat versus fish still sitting on the fence.
Okay, so you're like, I was just ready to leave peacefully, but you just fucking came out with your kitty porn fucking accusations, the fence sitter shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, disgusting that you used the word fence sitter. I'm disgusted.
You are disgusted by fence sitters?
Disgusted.
You are disgusted by fence sitters?
Disgusted. I'm
Yes.
disgusted by a
You see,
grown...
it is disgusted with itself. You see how disgusted with itself it is,
A
yes.
grown man that wears towels wants to use these terms that little kids will find out about. Sicko. Sicko.
Goat versus fish speaks of
Sicko.
goat. Yes. Speaks
Sicko.
of fish. Yes.
Sicko.
Speaks of fence sitters. Yes.
Fence sitter.
And goat
Sicko.
versus fish wants to spread the word so that
How
all
did
may
you-
hear the word
how
of
did
goat
you
versus
come up-
fish. Yes.
How did you come up with the word fence sitter?
They sit on the fence.
Did you sit on fences when you were a little kid? Or
Goat versus fish has
probably
never
not.
sat on the
Probably
fence.
not. You had gates where you grew up, right?
What is a gate?
It's probably the fucking thing that kept the peasants that you like to talk about that you just called me.
You are
That-
speaking of many things that are not goat or fish, or do not sound like they are goat or fish, at least. Yes, we know that they are goat or fish, of course.
How did you come up with the word fence sitter?
They sit on the fence. That is why they are
Who
a fence
sits
sitter.
on Who sits on fences?
The fence sitters. The
How-
ones who choose neither goat nor fish.
Oh.
And you choose neither goat nor fish, and that makes you a fence sitter, except you have rejected fence sitting, and so you are nothing.
There he goes again, calling me fucking nothing. Like, I don't need to even fucking rebuttal this argument because your words are fucking known. You just call me nothing. I'm hurt again.
Thank you for joining Goat
I'm
versus
devastated.
Fish.
I'm devastated. Fuck.
This is the Goat versus Fish podcast, brought to you by Goat versus Fish. If you have an offering for Goat versus Fish, do send it. Do send it. Fence sitter! Do send it to Goat versus Fish at Goat versus Fish. That's GoatVsFish at gmail.com. Follow Goat versus Fish on the Instantgram and the Book of Faces on the Twitterver, all at Goat versus Fish, all at GoatVsFish. Subscribe to the Goat vs. Fish podcast and spread the word of the Goat vs. Fish podcast. And when you are out in the land and the sea, find one who is lost. Find one who is lost. Who Goat vs. Fish was just speaking to. Find one who is lost. And ask. Simply ask. Are you goat? Or are you fish? Thank you for being a part of Goat vs. Fish. I am Goat vs. Fish, the Goat Fish. Goat versus fish, goat versus fish. And it was written, and it was written.